What's good, YouTube? Me, British Account here, coming back with another clip of Battlefield 4 on the PlayStation 4. Now, with the release of Watch Dogs recently, I was talking with some friends of mine, and we had a bit of a discussion. And the discussion was basically about staying up late for a midnight launch of a game. So, the topic for today is, would you stay up late for a midnight launch of a game title? Now, there's obviously pros and cons to both staying up late or just waiting for the next day or a few days after for the game to come out. Now, if you stay up late, depending on how far you live, sometimes you have stores that are open in the area and sometimes you don't. So I've known people to drive about an hour away for the midnight launch of a certain game, a COD game, a Battlefield game, a Halo game, you know, and then they stay in line for a couple of hours. You know, they might get there at 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, so they have to wait at least 2 hours until midnight. Then once the doors finally do open, they might be staying in line for another hour. Now, if they then have to drive about an hour back home, you can see where this is going. Okay, so they're getting home, let's say at about 1:30 in the morning with their game. Not only that, there's going to be tons of users trying to log on to the game and trying to play the game, depending on if it's a heavily multiplayer-based game or if it's just a campaign-type game. Now, if you've got tons of users from around the world logging on at the exact same time in a region, what's going to happen to the servers? It's going to crash. Okay, there's such a high volume of users that the servers haven't been ready for this. Now, for those of you that then have work the next day or you go to school, you're already exhausted, you're frustrated that the game hasn't worked, and you know, you're left pretty upset. Okay? Now, for those of you that, you know, have your own YouTube channels and live stream and you put on walkthroughs, it's understandable that you want the midnight launch because you want to be the first person or the first individual from your subscribers to start, you know, letting them see what the game is all about and hear your commentary on it. Now, I myself have gone to several midnight launches. You know, the ones that come to mind were Halo 2, Battlefield 3, and Battlefield 4. I had my fun waiting in line. But then the frustrating bit for me was the same thing, going back home, trying to get online, and it just not working, because too many people were there. Now, I remember for the Halo 2 launch, I'll never forget this, there was a guy that came, he came pretty late, and he had this beat-up truck. If any of you have ever seen Sanford & Son, it was essentially this car. It's coming in, it's like smoke is coming out, it sounds like it's about to blow up. And as soon as he gets out of the car and sees us all looking at him and laughing, he gets right into his car and just starts to leave. I don't think he could have dealt with the pressure of standing in line for however long until he got his game with everybody looking at him in his busted car about to explode. I mean, but from that little incident, you know, that midnight launch has put all of us together, people you have no idea about, random people together for a few hours to discuss games, interests, and it's brought us all together. And all of us probably have that memory now of going to that Halo 2 launch and seeing this guy. Now, I personally didn't go to the PS4 launch, and I'm glad I didn't, because when I finally did get it 2 days after, it took me a while to set up my account, to install the games, to get PlayStation Plus, and if I got it on launch night, I would have been up until maybe 3 or 4 in the morning to do that. So I actually need to make a correction. I didn't go to the Battlefield 4 launch, because it was on the PS4. I actually bought it a few days after. Now, the downside not to getting it on the launch night is you miss out playing with your friends that do get it. So you do miss that time with them. But what's more valuable to you? You know, to me, time is the most valuable thing in the world, because once you lose time, you can never get it back. Personally, I would rather spend it sleeping, you know, preparing myself for the next day and then buying the system when I have a chance, rather than waiting in line and then spending hours to set it up, as opposed to getting it just a little bit later and then having everything installed while you do, you know, homework, housework, spend time with your kids or whatever. Anyway, please tell me what you think about midnight launches. Do you go to them? Do you stay away from them? Do you make fun of the people waiting in line for them? You know, please post a comment in the comment section below. If you like the video, please hit the like button for the video. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, and please share the video. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you see all the blessings in your life today.